Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to cook some ribs, smoke them actually, and I'm going to show you how to make your own rub and all that good stuff, so make sure you stick around. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to need. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is put together your rub. And your rub is just what it sounds like. You're going to mix it all together and you're just going to rub it on that meat, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you guys the ingredients, but if you're not sure about what I'm saying throughout the video, I'm going to leave it in the description below. So our first ingredient is going to be brown sugar. Now, we're going to put about half a cup in this, in the whole recipe, right? You can add more if you want to, but we're going to be adding more of a sweet type of barbecue sauce. So we don't want to have sweet over top of sweet. We kind of want more of a savory type of flavor. So that is totally up to you. So you can add a 3/4 cup and then add your barbecue sauce, but it really depends on your own taste. But for us, we're going to do a half a cup in our recipe. Next thing we're going to have is some kosher salt, and we're going to have 2 tablespoons of that. Some onion powder, 2 tablespoons of that. Ground paprika, 2 tablespoons of that. Some vodka, we don't need that, that's for me. Oh yeah, tasty. Some ground mustard, tablespoon. Garlic powder, tablespoon. Pepper, tablespoon. Cayenne pepper, tablespoon. And allspice, 1 tablespoon. So we're gonna mix that all together. That's gonna be our rub. So let's get to it. All right, so one of the main things that you want to do whenever you're cooking is this, hydration. That way you're good to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our brown sugar. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because one of the things when it comes to cooking is they want you to pack the brown sugar in your half a cup. So a couple ways you can do this. I'm just going to throw this in here. And you can kind of press it in there, right? And then you can level it off with your finger if you wish. See if I can spin this around for the camera. But I'm just going to press this in here so it's packed, and then level it off right in here just like that. So that's packing your brown sugar, just in case you want to know that. Throw that in there. Oh my gosh, we could make a sandcastle with brown sugar. That's wonderful. Now we're just going to go through, take all of our ingredients. So we got our kosher salt. Oh baby. Onion powder. Ground paprika. Mustard. Ground mustard. Garlic powder. Pepper. Cayenne pepper. And our allspice. Okay, so while we're doing this, I've already got the smoker outside, started up and heating up and everything like that. One thing that I want to mention is a lot of people use apple juice in order to kind of give it that flavor and everything. We had apple cider vinegar, which is just as good, and we've used it before, and that's just kind of what we had. So you can use that or apple juice in your little tray out there. So take a look at that. So right now we're heating this up to full temp until we get the ribs ready to throw in. So we're just doing that real quick, and if you take a look, this is where we have our apple cider vinegar and our wood chips right here. And if you want to know what wood chips we're using, it's this right here, apple barbecue smoking chips. So that's what we have in this today. And when we're ready to put the ribs in, that's when we're going to turn it down to the proper temp that we want. Oh, and just so you know, I did a review on this Masterbuilt smoker. I did an unboxing, and I've used this thing for about 2 years, and I'm still very happy with it. So I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to take a look at that and take a look at the unboxing and everything like that. So let's get back to mixing that rub. Here's a rub. I'm just going to start mixing in there. Alright, so you got your mix, and more than likely I'm not going to use all of this. So I'm just going to put it in my balls jar. Check out my balls jar.
It's not called a balls jar.
It's not called a balls jar.
It's a ball jar.
Why would anyone have one ball? So I'm going to take that off, and I have a little canning funnel right here. This is what I'm going to use. It makes it a little bit easier to throw into this jar. And I'm just going to slide her in here. Like I said, more than likely, you're not going to use all of this, so you might be able to get a couple rubs out of this, but it allows you to store it and what have you. So there you go, straight into your ball jar. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is open up our ribs, wash it off, and slap it right back down on this board. So let's do this. So after we slam this down on the board, what we're going to be doing is we're going to do something called blotting, and we're going to try to get off a bit of this water. Take some towels and just press down some of this excess moisture, water off of the meat. Just like so. Throw this off, get me a little bit more. Almost throw this over. Other side as well. All right, pretty good. So some people don't know that the backside of these ribs actually have a membrane that need to be removed prior to cooking. The membrane's right here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this over because it's a little bit easier for me to do it this way. And I got to kind of peel this membrane up right in here. I'm going to use an old knife, maybe to kind of help me start it. But I'm going to get this kind of up and going, hopefully. There we go. I've kind of found a bone a little bit, and I ride that bone just like that. Probably easier if I was doing it with my right hand, but I'm trying to show that with the camera at the same time. All right. So once you get a little bit right here, I'm going to kind of use this as a gripper, wrap around here. Let me see if I can turn this for you guys. Okay. Let's see if I can turn this here. And then I'll kind of grip and pull, and as I pull, I'm going to rotate that towel. So just like that, grip, I'm going to roll it, pull. See, now you can really see it right in there. This is that membrane we're looking for. Grip and rip, baby. Grip and rip. Oh yeah, look at that. So right up in that towel. Anyway, that's it. That's how you get that little membrane off of there, and I think we're ready for that rub. Hydration. And here we go. So the next thing we're going to do is add the rub, but we're going to use this right here, some yellow mustard, as a bonding agent. So we're going to rub this on here because we blotted off hopefully most of the water, and we're going to rub the mustard on, add the rub, and it's going to help that rub really stick to the ribs the way we want. Oh yeah. Alright, so that's what we want. Don't be stingy with that mustard. And we're just going to kind of rub that in. Hopefully your hands are clean. Mine are not, because it's food, so we're not worried about that. You know, I did a lot of yard work and other things and stuff like that, so should be good to go, right? There you go. So we're going to rub that in there. Sprinkle it on. Just like so. We'll go ahead and rub this in a little bit here. There we go. I'm gonna rub it, just kind of spread it, and then I'm gonna really kind of push it into the meat, right? So I'm just right now making sure I kind of put it everywhere as much as I can. And if you gotta make more, that's fine. If you want less, that's fine. This is up to you right now, so I'm just gonna throw it on there, right? There we go. I think that's pretty good. So really now I'm going to start really kind of pushing it, get it into that meat. All right, slather it on there. Pardon me, is that Grey Poupon? No, it's not. Leave me alone. And we're just going to do the same thing. Throw some of this rub on here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, you want some? Oh, you got some there. There you go. Spread it out. Yeah, just kind of push it into the meat. All right, so once we get to that, here's what we're gonna do. We'll flip it back over like so. Make sure we're good and covered. Now, in my smoker, I don't have a rack that is going to allow for that much rib, right? So, We'll take a knife and just cut it in half here. There we go. If we want, you kind of get in there a little bit. Same with this side. A little bit, just get in there. That way, put one on the upper deck, one a little bit low on the next deck over, and we should be good to go, just like that. So, all right, so this is when we start our cook, but I will tell you right now, feel free to yell at me inside the comments, because there's going to be a lot of those other smokers that are going to be angry at the way I'm doing this, and they're into the 3-2-1 method, where you do this for 3 hours, and this for 2 hours, and this for 1 hour. Guess what? I don't want to do that, so yeah, right? So this is what we're going to do. We want to make this as easy as possible. That way it can go from here to there to in my mouth as fast as possible, right? Without a lot of the other stuff. So we're going to take these, put them into the smoker, and we're going to cook them at 225 to 250 for about 3.5 to 5 hours. We're not going to do that at all. What we're going to just
Who says 3.5 to 5 hours?
3.5 to 4 hours. It could be.
I mean,
1.5 to 27 hours. Put these into the smoker, and we're going to put them at 225 to 250 for 3.5 to 4 hours. Okay, so the last part of our smoke, what we're going to do is we're going to come out here about 3 hours and 15 minutes into the smoke, and that's where we're going to glaze it with our barbecue sauce. Now, at the end of your smoke, one thing that you want to do is make sure you have an internal thermometer. That way you can test the internal temperature of your meat. And when it comes to pork, you want to be around 185 to 190 by the end of your cook. Alright, so now's about the time that we're going to do some barbecue sauce onto the ribs. Here's what we use. Some Sweet Baby Ray's. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour this into the bowl and slather this on. Just makes it a little bit easier for access and things like that. So we're going to open up some of the Sweet Baby Ray's. It really doesn't matter how much you put in there, because more than likely when I pull them out, I'm going to put a little bit more on for myself. So here we go, right in there. That looks good. So I got me a little brush, got me some tongs, so let's get this thing done.